Welcome back to the channel where we uncover the hidden gems in your pocket change. Today, we're diving into the top 10 most valuable rare Lincoln 1-cent pennies that are worth big money. Moneybag, that's right. Some of these humble-looking pennies have sold for thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. You might just have one sitting in a jar at home right now. So stay tuned, because you won't want to miss one on this list. Top 10 most valuable rare USA Lincoln 1-cent pennies. Today, we're diving deep into a coin that might seem ordinary at first glance, but don't be fooled. This coin is anything but ordinary. We're talking about the 1980 D Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. Yes, you heard that right. A coin with a face value of just 1 cent could be worth as much as $2.5 million today. So grab your coin jar, and let's find out why this little penny is making huge waves in the world of numismatics. Let's begin with a bit of background. The Lincoln cent, as we know it, was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure instead of Lady Liberty. Over the years, the Lincoln cent has gone through several design updates and composition changes, but its classic profile has remained largely untouched, becoming a staple of American coinage for over a century. Now fast forward to the year 1980. In that year, the Denver Mint, designated by the D Mint mark just below the date, produced hundreds of millions of Lincoln pennies. In fact, over 5.1 billion 1980 D Lincoln cents were struck, which makes this coin incredibly common at face value. So how on earth could one of these be worth millions of dollars? Here's where things get fascinating. Although billions were minted, there are always tiny mistakes, rare varieties, and freak errors that slip through the cracks. And when it comes to the 1980 D penny, there's one rare variety that has stunned collectors and experts alike. A single specimen was found that possessed a combination of errors and attributes never seen before on a Lincoln cent. This one-of-a-kind coin has become a legendary find, and that's the one valued at a staggering $2.50 million. What makes this 1980 D penny so special? Let's dig into the details. First off, this particular coin features a dramatic double die obverse. That means during the minting process, the die that strikes the front of the coin, the side with Lincoln's portrait, shifted ever so slightly, resulting in a striking doubling of the letters and numbers. On this penny, the date, 1980, the word Liberty, and the phrase, "In God We Trust," all show powerful and clear doubling when viewed under magnification. This kind of doubling is extremely rare and highly sought after by collectors. But that's not all. The coin also features a remarkable off-center strike. In the case of the $1 million penny, it was struck approximately 15 to 20% off-center. That means part of the design is missing, and the blank planchet is visible along the edge, another massive bonus in the eyes of serious collectors. To make things even more interesting, this coin was struck on a transitional error planchet. What does that mean? Well, in 1982, the U.S. Mint changed the composition of the penny from a 95% copper alloy to a much cheaper zinc core with a copper coating. But this rare 1980 D specimen was struck using a planchet intended for an older copper alloy. Experts believe this was a leftover blank that was mistakenly used during a high-speed production run. That makes it both a mint error and a transitional error, a deadly combination when it comes to rarity and value. Now, let's talk condition. This particular coin has been graded mint state 67 red by a top grading service. That means it is in near perfect condition with full red luster, which is incredibly rare for a coin over 40 years old. The coin shows no signs of wear, harsh cleaning, or damage. Its original mint luster still shines like the day it was struck. When all of these factors are combined, the doubling, the off-center strike, the transitional error, the pristine condition, it creates a perfect storm that turns a simple penny into a multi-million-dollar treasure. So where was this coin found? Believe it or not, it was discovered by a collector going through a massive lot of unsearched pennies. That's right. Someone was just sifting through a bucket of old coins when they came across this unusual-looking 1980 D penny. After some research and confirmation from a certified grading service, the coin was authenticated and later auctioned off. Bidding was fierce, And the final price stunned everyone, a jaw-dropping $2.50 million. Let that sink in. 1 penny. 1 cent sold for $2.5 million. This just goes to show that coin collecting is not only a rewarding hobby, but it could also turn you into a millionaire if you know what to look for. The rare 1980 penny has now become a legendary piece among collectors and is considered one of the most valuable Lincoln cents ever discovered. So what does this mean for you? It means the next time you get change from the store, or you come across an old jar of coins in your basement, take a closer look. Especially if you see a 1980 Lincoln cent, use a magnifying glass. Look for doubling. Check if the strike is off-center. Weigh it on a scale. A copper penny should weigh 3.11 grams. If it's heavier than a zinc penny and matches the older copper weight, that could be a good sign. And of course, check for that all-important luster and condition. Even if you don't find the exact $2.5 million penny, you might come across something worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. As of today, the known 1980 penny that sold for millions is held in a private collection, and experts believe there may be others like it still out there. Imagine the thrill of finding one in your pocket. The hunt is very real, and very exciting. So there you have it. The incredible story of the 1980 mint mark Lincoln penny, a humble coin that became a superstar in the numismatic world. Worth just 1 cent when it was struck, now valued at a staggering $2.5 million. It's a perfect reminder that history, rarity, and a little bit of luck can turn everyday items into priceless treasures. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a rare coin alert. And if you've ever found a strange or valuable coin in your change, let us know in the comments below. We love hearing your stories. Until next time, happy hunting, and may your next penny be $1 million one. Hey there, coin lovers and treasure hunters. What if I told you there's a regular-looking penny from 1984 that could be sitting in your pocket right now, and it's worth over $46,000? Yep, you heard that right. One single 1984 Lincoln 1-cent coin with NO mint mark recently sold for a jaw-dropping $46,003, and today, I'm going to tell you exactly why. So don't go anywhere, this might just be the most valuable minute you'll spend today. Intro music / channel tagline. Welcome back to the channel where we dig into the secrets behind rare coins, valuable finds, and everything you need to know about the treasures hiding in your change jar. If you're new here, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss any updates on valuable coins you could own. Let's rewind the clock back to 1984. Ronald Reagan was president, the Summer Olympics were held in Los Angeles, and the cost of a gallon of gas was just over $1. Meanwhile, the U.S. Mint was producing billions of Lincoln cents, over 8 billion to be exact. Most of these pennies were pretty ordinary, made of copper-plated zinc and minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Now here's where it gets interesting. Coins minted in Philadelphia during this time typically had no mint mark. So, a no mint mark penny wasn't automatically rare. But certain errors and unique features on a 1984 no mint mark Lincoln cent are what make it extraordinarily valuable. And that is what turns a 1-cent coin into a 5-figure payday. Why it's so valuable. So what makes the 1984 no mint mark penny worth tens of thousands of dollars? There are a few things collectors go wild for. 1. Double die obverse. One of the key errors found in 1984 pennies is the double die obverse, especially noticeable in the Liberty and In God We Trust inscriptions, as well as Lincoln's ear and chin. A strong doubling effect means the die struck the coin twice in slightly different positions, creating a bold, shadowed look on the letters and facial features. This is one of the most sought-after errors in coin collecting. 2. High-grade condition. A 1984 penny with no mint mark but in average condition might be worth only a few cents to a couple of dollars. But one graded at MS 67 or higher, meaning it's in mint state, with zero wear and perfect or nearly perfect surfaces, is where the real value comes in. The penny that sold for $46,003 was in pristine condition and certified by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. 3. Rarity and demand. Even though billions were minted, only a very tiny fraction have the DDO error and are in perfect condition. That combination of rarity and demand creates intense competition among collectors, and that drives the price sky high. How to spot one? Now you might be asking, how can I tell if I have a valuable 1984 no-mint mark penny? Here's what to look for. First, check the front of the coin, the obverse. Look closely at the word, Liberty. Do the letters look shadowed or doubled? Next, inspect. In God we trust. Is there any noticeable doubling on the letters? Finally, check Lincoln's ear and chin. Doubling is often visible there in valuable error coins. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to examine these areas. If you see doubling, don't clean the coin, that can reduce its value. Instead, consider sending it to a grading service for authentication. Recent sales and market value. Now let's talk numbers. In recent years, multiple examples of the 1984 no-mint mark Lincoln cent with the double die obverse have sold at auctions for $5,000, $12,000, and even $30,000. But in a record-breaking sale, one specimen in nearly flawless MS68 red condition sold for an eye-popping $46,003. Why so high? It all comes down to scarcity and condition. Only a few examples in the world have survived in such incredible shape, and collectors will pay top dollar to own one. How to sell one? So what should you do if you find one of these rare pennies? Step 1. Take clear, high-resolution photos of both sides of the coin. Step 2. Get it authenticated and graded by a trusted service like PCGS or NGC. Step 3. Research auction houses or online platforms like Heritage Auctions, eBay, or Great Collections to sell your coin, and always be cautious of scams. Stick with trusted marketplaces and dealers. Who would have thought that a single penny from 1984, something you might have tossed in a jar or dropped on the sidewalk, could be worth more than $46,000? It's an amazing reminder that treasures can be hiding in plain sight, and all it takes is a little knowledge and a sharp eye to uncover them. So before you spend that old change, take a closer look. That penny might just change your life. If you learned something new today, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss a video about rare coins, valuable errors, and how you can turn pocket change into profit. Drop a comment below if you think you've ever come across one of these rare 1984 no-mint mark pennies. Or if you want me to cover a specific coin in the next video. Thanks for watching, and remember, keep searching, because the next coin you find might just be worth a fortune. Welcome back to the channel, where we explore the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins that could be hiding right in your pocket change. If you're new here, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on discovering coins worth thousands of dollars. Today, we're diving into an extraordinary coin from the late 1980s, the 1987 D Lincoln 1-cent penny. Believe it or not, one of these pennies has been valued at a staggering $44,000 in the current coin market. That's right, 44 grand for a single penny. Now let's break down exactly why this coin is so valuable, and what makes it stand out in the world of coin collecting. Let's begin with a little bit of history. The 1987 Lincoln cent is part of the long-running Lincoln cent series, which was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It replaced the Indian head penny and became the first regular-issue United States coin to feature a real historical figure. The obverse or front of the coin features the classic portrait of President Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, which remained largely unchanged for decades. On the reverse side of the 1987 penny, we see the Lincoln Memorial design, which was introduced in 1959 to celebrate Lincoln's 150th birthday. This design was created by Frank Gasparo and was in circulation until 2008. The Lincoln Memorial reverse design became iconic, and it's also famous for a fun fact. If you look very closely, you can actually see a tiny representation of the seated Lincoln statue inside the memorial. Now, the 1987 penny with the D Mint mark means it was minted in Denver, Colorado. The United States Mint produced over 4 billion Lincoln cents in 1987 from the Denver Mint alone. That means this coin is not rare because of its mintage numbers. In fact, the 1980 penny is considered a common coin in general circulation. So you might be wondering, how can a coin that was made in the billions possibly be worth $44,000? The answer lies in the details. When it comes to coin collecting and numismatics, value is determined by a combination of factors: rarity, condition, minting errors, and historical significance. In the case of the 1980 penny, it's a particular set of rare circumstances that has made some specimens extremely valuable to collectors. Let's explore those in detail. First, condition matters a lot. Coins are graded on a scale called the Sheldon scale, which ranges from 1 to 70. A coin graded MS or mint state 70 is considered perfect, showing no signs of wear or handling even under magnification. Most coins you'll find in your pocket or change jar are far from that condition. However, if a 1980 penny is found in pristine uncirculated condition, with full red luster, sharp strikes, and no contact marks, it can command a high premium at auction. A top-grade 1980 penny in MS67 or MS68 red condition could easily be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. And that's just the start. The second and most important factor that can make this coin worth tens of thousands of dollars is minting errors. Error coins are coins that were misstruck, double-struck, off-center, or have other anomalies that occurred during the minting process. These errors are extremely popular with collectors because they're one of a kind. No two error coins are exactly alike. Some of the most valuable 1980 pennies feature rare and dramatic errors. For example, double die errors, where the design is stamped twice onto the coin in slightly different positions, can be incredibly valuable. If you come across a 1980 penny with noticeable doubling on the date, lettering, or Lincoln's profile, it's worth getting it evaluated by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. Another valuable error is the off-center strike, where part of the design is missing because the coin blank was misaligned during the minting process. The more dramatic the off-center strike, say, 50% or more off, the higher the value. A 1980 penny with a major off-center strike and a visible date can sell for thousands of dollars. Other error types include clipped planchets, where a piece of the coin is missing due to a blank cutting mistake, die cracks, which are raised lines caused by a cracked die, and broad strikes, where the collar that holds the coin in place during striking fails, resulting in a coin that's wider and flatter than usual. These errors are highly sought after in the numismatic community. Now, let's talk about the current market value. As of now, a standard circulated 1980 penny is worth just 1 cent, face value. But a pristine, mint state red specimen with no wear and sharp details can be worth between $10 and $500 depending on its grade. If that coin also features a dramatic mint error, the value can skyrocket. One verified sale of a 1980 Lincoln penny with a unique error and in superb condition fetched an incredible $44,000 at auction. This sale shocked the collecting world and brought new attention to this otherwise overlooked year. So what should you look for if you want to find one of these valuable coins? First, check your change. Look at every penny from 1987 that has the D mint mark under the year. Examine it under good lighting or even better, with a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. Look for any signs of doubling on the lettering or Lincoln's profile. Look for misaligned features or parts of the design that look off-center. Check the color. A bright red uncirculated penny will always be more valuable than a brown circulated one. And if you think you've found something special, don't hesitate to send it in for grading. Graded coins not only provide authentication and professional evaluation but also make it easier to sell your coin at top dollar. Collectors and investors alike trust third-party grading services to verify the condition and authenticity of rare coins. The cost of grading is usually worth it if you suspect your coin has high value. Finally, why are people paying so much for these coins? It comes down to passion, rarity, and the thrill of the hunt. Coin collectors are always searching for the next big discovery, and rare error coins or high-grade survivors from common years like 1987 present that opportunity. With time, the number of high-quality examples only decreases, especially from circulation. That means that if you're holding on to a well-preserved or error-filled 1987 D Lincoln cent, you could be sitting on a small fortune. So there you have it. The incredible story of the 1987 D Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin that most people ignore every day, but one that could actually be worth up to $44,000. Be sure to check your change, look through your old penny jars, and keep an eye out for rare features. You never know what treasure might be hiding in plain sight. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family so they can learn the hidden value of everyday coins too. Don't forget to subscribe for more amazing coin discoveries. And as always, happy hunting and keep collecting. See you in the next video. Welcome back to the channel, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of modern-day coinage, and we're focusing on a coin that most people probably overlook every day. But what if I told you that one specific penny, the 2010 D Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent coin, could be worth as much as $34,000 today? That's right. A coin that originally cost just 1 cent might now be worth thousands of dollars if you know exactly what to look for. So, don't go anywhere because by the end of this video, you'll know why this particular penny is so valuable, how to identify it, and what makes it one of the most sought-after modern coins in the collector's market. Let's start by talking a little about the history of the Lincoln cent. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. It became the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, and over the years, it has gone through several design changes. But the design that most people are familiar with today, the Union Shield reverse, was introduced in 2010. And that brings us to our coin of the day, the 2010 D Lincoln 1-cent penny. Now, the D Mint mark on this coin means it was minted at the Denver Mint. In 2010, billions of Lincoln pennies were produced, so what makes this one special? Why would anyone pay $34,000 for a penny that's only 15 years old? Well, as with many valuable coins, it all comes down to rarity, condition, and errors. That's the magic combination that can turn pocket change into a serious payday. Let's break it down. First, let's talk about rarity. Although the 2010 D penny is not rare in terms of the number of coins produced, over 2.4 billion were struck. What makes this coin rare is its exceptional condition and possible minting errors. Very few coins survive in perfect or near-perfect condition. The higher the grade, the higher the value. Professional coin grading services like PCGS or NGC use a scale from 1 to 70. With 70 being a perfect, flawless coin. If a 2010 D penny is graded at MS 68 or higher, and it has certain rare features, collectors are willing to pay top dollar for it. Now, let's move on to mint errors. These are unintentional mistakes that happen during the coin-making process. Some 2010 D pennies have been found with off-center strikes, double dies, die cracks, or even planchet errors. These flaws can make a coin incredibly unique and significantly more valuable. For example, a 2010 D penny with a strong double die on Lincoln's face or the Union Shield can command thousands of dollars, especially if it's in mint state condition. Then we have die varieties. These are differences in the design caused by variations in the dies used to strike the coins. Certain varieties, such as repunched mint marks or design anomalies, can be extremely collectible. While most people wouldn't notice these differences at first glance, experienced collectors and coin graders can easily spot them and will pay a premium to add them to their collection. Next, we need to talk about the current market value. As of today, a pristine 2010 D Lincoln penny with a rare error and graded MS 68 by a professional service can fetch as much as $34,000 at auction or in private sales. Yes, you heard that right, $34,000. And that's not just hype. Coins in this condition and with these rare features are considered investment-grade collectibles. Their value increases over time due to scarcity and demand. Let me give you a real-world example. In a recent coin auction, a 2010 D Lincoln penny with a rare double die error, graded MS 68 read by PCGS, sold for an astonishing amount due to its rarity and pristine condition. The coin had vibrant red luster, sharp details, and flawless surfaces, everything collectors dream of. And that's why it achieves such a high price. So, how can you tell if you have a valuable 2010 penny? Here are some tips. First, check the coin's overall appearance. Is it shiny, clean, and free from scratches or nicks? If so, it may be in mint state condition. Second, examine the coin closely with a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. Look for doubling on the lettering, numbers, or Lincoln's face. Also, check the mint mark, D, for any signs of repunching or unusual placement. Third, look for any irregularities on the reverse side, especially around the Union Shield. Any abnormalities might indicate a valuable mint error. If you believe you have a rare 2010 penny, the next step is to get it professionally graded. Companies like PCGS, NGC, and Annex will evaluate the coin, assign it a grade, and authenticate any errors or varieties. This is essential if you want to sell the coin for its full value. And once it's certified, you can list it on online marketplaces like eBay, Heritage Auctions, or even contact a professional coin dealer. Now, let's take a moment to talk about why modern coins like this one are becoming more valuable. It used to be that only older coins, like the 1909 SVDB penny or the 1943 copper penny, fetched high prices. But in recent years, collectors have started to recognize the importance of modern rarities, coins that are technically recent but have incredibly low survival rates in perfect condition. As more people enter the hobby and search for hidden gems, the value of these modern era coins continues to climb. So, what does this mean for you? It means that it's time to check your pocket change, go through your coin jars, and inspect your old rolls of pennies. That 2010 Lincoln cent sitting in your drawer could be worth far more than 1 cent. With a little patience and a sharp eye, you could uncover a treasure that changes your financial future. Before we wrap up, here's a quick summary. The 2010 mint mark Lincoln 1 cent penny may seem ordinary, but in the right condition and with the right features, it can be worth up to $34,000. Key things to look for include mint state condition, rare mint errors like double dies, and strong eye appeal. Don't underestimate the power of a single coin. It could be the rare one everyone is searching for. And that's it for today's deep dive into the 2010 Lincoln penny. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a future upload. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare penny, or if you're going to check your change after this video. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy coin hunting! Welcome back to the channel, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today, we're diving into one of the most surprising and exciting coins of the modern era, the 2020 Lincoln 1 cent penny with no mint mark, and how this little copper-plated zinc coin, often ignored or tossed into a coin jar, can actually be worth as much as $33,757. Yes, you heard that right, over $33,000 for a penny minted just a few years ago. So sit tight, because we're breaking down everything, from the history of this coin, what makes it valuable, and how you can identify if you have one of these rare gems in your possession. Let's start with a little background. The Lincoln cent has been in circulation since 1909, introduced to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Over the years, the coin has gone through several changes, from its original wheat reverse design to the Lincoln Memorial in 1959, and then the shield reverse starting in 2010. The obverse has always featured Lincoln's profile, but the reverse has evolved with the times. The 2020 version continues with the shield reverse design, which represents Lincoln's preservation of the Union during the Civil War. Now here's where things get interesting. Most coins minted in Philadelphia bear no mint mark, and the 2020 penny is no exception. At first glance, it looks like just another ordinary penny. But not all 2020 no mint mark Lincoln pennies are created equal. Some of them have extremely rare and valuable errors or die varieties that can send their value soaring into the thousands. And one specific specimen was graded so highly and found to be so unique that it fetched a whopping $33,757 on the open market. So what makes this particular 2020 Lincoln penny so special? It all comes down to a combination of minting errors, condition, and rarity. First, let's talk about errors. The most sought-after 2020 no-mint mark Lincoln pennies often have what's known as a die clash, double die, or struck-through error. A die clash happens when the dies used to strike coins accidentally collide with each other without a blank planchet in between, leaving ghost-like impressions of the design on future coins. A double die error results from the die itself having a misalignment during its creation, causing parts of the design to appear doubled, most commonly seen on the date, letters like Liberty or In God We Trust. Struck-through errors occur when a foreign object like grease or fabric interferes during the minting process, leaving a strange or missing impression on the coin's surface. Now imagine finding a 2020 penny with one or even more of these errors, and it's in perfect mint state condition, graded as MS67, MS68, or even MS69 by a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. That level of preservation is extremely rare, especially considering how coins are handled and transported. When one of these rare high-grade error coins hit the auction block, collectors went wild. One such coin sold for an incredible $33,757, setting a record for a modern Lincoln cent, but the story doesn't end there. You may be wondering, is there a chance you could have one of these valuable coins in your pocket change? The answer is yes, absolutely. While the odds are slim, many valuable coins have been found in circulation by everyday people just like you. You don't have to be a professional numismatist to find one. All you need is a sharp eye, a magnifying glass, and a little knowledge of what to look for. So here's what to do. Grab your 2020 pennies and start examining them closely. Look for any signs of doubling, especially around the lettering and numbers. Pay attention to Lincoln's eye and ear, which are common places for doubling to occur. Check for any unusual shapes, misaligned strikes, or faint impressions that don't seem to belong. If you find something that looks odd, you might be on to something big. Once you think you've found a potential error, the next step is to have it authenticated and graded. This is where professional grading services come in. Submitting your coin to PCGS or NGC will get you an official grade and verification of any errors. If your coin grades high and the error is significant, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Now, let's talk about the current market value. As of today, collectors are actively seeking out these rare 2020 no-mint mark Lincoln pennies with known errors and pristine conditions. Prices range anywhere from a few $100s for lightly circulated coins with minor errors, to several $1,000s for high-grade examples with dramatic doubling or striking mistakes. And of course, the record-breaking penny that fetched $33,757 has set a new bar for what collectors are willing to pay. That price wasn't just for a random error coin. It was a combination of a rare double die obverse, perfect mint state condition, and authenticated certification, a trifecta that pushed its value into the five-figure range. So if you're serious about finding one of these coins, now is the time to get hunting. The 2020 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is still young in the world of numismatics, but its reputation is growing fast. To sum it up, don't overlook your spare change. That 2020 penny you picked up at the store or found in your car cup holder might be worth more than you ever imagined. The key is to be observant, do your research, and get your finds verified by professionals. Whether you're a casual collector or a hardcore enthusiast, the 2020 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny is a modern treasure that proves history and value can come in the smallest packages. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a coin update. And if you've found a unique 2020 penny or any other rare coin, drop a comment below. We'd love to hear your story. Thanks for watching and happy coin hunting. Until next time, keep searching, because the next valuable coin might just be in your pocket. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're into coins, collectibles, or just love finding hidden treasure in your pocket change, then this video is for you. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and valuable modern pennies out there, the 1983 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny coin. You heard that right. A penny from 1983 that could be worth as much as $49,003 in today's coin market. That's not just a lucky find, that's potentially life-changing for someone who discovers it in their coin jar, wallet, or old piggy bank. So stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, why it's worth so much, and how this coin made history. Let's start with a little bit of background. The Lincoln cent, as many of you know, has been a staple of American coinage since 1909. It was originally introduced to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, and it has become one of the most collected coins in the world. But in 1983, something unusual happened. Something that turned an ordinary-looking penny into a rare and highly sought-after collectible. Now here's the thing. Most 1983 Lincoln cents are common. They were minted in huge quantities at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. But in Philadelphia, coins don't have a mint mark. So if you have a 1983 penny without a letter under the date, that means it was struck at the Philadelphia mint. Normally, these coins are worth just 1 cent. Maybe a few cents if they're in uncirculated condition. But one specific variety of the 1983 no mint mark penny changed everything. What makes this coin special is what it's made of. In 1982, the U.S. Mint transitioned from making pennies out of 95% copper to making them out of copper-plated zinc. That switch was made to save money, since copper prices were rising. But during that transition, a small number of 1983 pennies were mistakenly struck on the older copper planchets. Those heavier, mostly copper blanks used before 1982. That mistake, my friends, created a modern-day rarity. Here's the big secret. A 1983 penny struck on a copper planchet instead of a zinc one will weigh more. A copper penny weighs about 3.11 grams, while the newer zinc version weighs only 2.5 grams. So if you've got a 1983 penny with no mint mark, the first thing you should do is grab a precise digital scale. If that penny weighs around 3.1 grams, you might just be holding a jackpot in your hand. But weight isn't the only clue. These rare copper planchet 1983 pennies often have sharper details and a more lustrous appearance. They may show fewer signs of wear, and sometimes they exhibit stronger strikes compared to the regular zinc versions. Collectors and coin graders look for these details when verifying authenticity, so it's important to know what to spot. Now let's talk about value. In 2013, one of these rare 1983 no mint mark copper pennies was sold at auction for an astonishing $23,500. Since then, demand has only increased, and fewer of these coins have surfaced in the market. As of today, in pristine condition and with the right authentication, a 1983 no mint mark Lincoln cent struck on a copper planchet can fetch up to $49,003. That's right. Nearly $50,000 for a single penny. Think about that the next time you're sorting through your spare change. So why is it worth so much? The answer is rarity and error. This wasn't a coin that was supposed to exist. It slipped through the quality control cracks at the U.S. Mint during a critical transition period. And because only a handful are known to exist, collectors are willing to pay top dollar to own one. The coin is also listed in popular numismatic references like the Red Book and PCGS price guides, which adds to its credibility and desirability. Now, let's say you think you have one of these rare pennies. What should you do next? First, weigh the coin. Remember, copper versions weigh around 3.11 grams. If the weight checks out, the next step is to get it professionally authenticated and graded by a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. This is crucial, because collectors want assurance that the coin is genuine and properly graded. A certified, slabbed coin with official grading has much more value and is easier to sell or auction. Another tip: be cautious of counterfeits. Because this coin is so valuable, there have been fake versions made by people trying to deceive buyers. Some may try to alter regular 1983 pennies to increase the weight, or artificially create the copper appearance. That's why professional grading is so important. It protects both the buyer and the seller, and it confirms that what you have is the real deal. Also, if you happen to find one of these coins and it's confirmed to be genuine, don't rush to sell it right away. Take the time to understand the market. Coin values fluctuate depending on demand, auction activity, and the overall economy. Get multiple appraisals if you can, and consider working with a trusted coin dealer or auction house that has experience handling rare coins like this. Alright, let's do a quick recap. You're looking for a 1983 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. If it weighs about 3.11 grams, you might have found a rare coin struck on a copper planchet, a minting error that can make your penny worth up to $49,003 in today's market. Get it authenticated, get it graded, and if you're lucky, that little coin in your pocket could turn into a massive payday. So there you have it. One of the most exciting and valuable Lincoln cents from the modern era. Who would have thought that a simple penny could be worth nearly 50 grand? That's the magic of coin collecting. Treasures are hiding in plain sight, and with a little knowledge, anyone can find them. If you found this video helpful or interesting, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more amazing coin stories, values, and tips. Leave a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin, or if you're going to start checking your pennies a little more closely from now on. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting, everyone!